Hello and welcome to my first ever YouTube video of me covering an ultramarathon. I have been running ultramarathons for a while now, but I've finally set myself the target of creating a YouTube video where I was going to share my experience, and I wanted to share all of it, where I stayed, how I got there, what the start line experience was like, how the ultramarathon went, including crossing the finish line and recovery and all of that sort of stuff. But instead, what I did was I filmed about 5 minutes in total, few seconds at a time, put the camera away and then just forgot. So I ran Rat Race Adventures The Wall, 70-mile ultra marathon. It started at Carlisle Castle. It ended at Millennium Bridge in Gateshead. It took me around 15 and a half hours. It was an incredible experience. And I, all in, have got about 5 minutes worth of footage. But I did commit to the fact that I was going to create a YouTube video. So this is it. So I'm introducing it. I'm going to show you the footage. I'm going to talk over the footage. More so just because people that have run it might want to watch over some of that footage and reminisce about the trials and tribulations. Here we go. So I started my video footage by showing the journey that I took from the hotel I stayed in to the start line. I booked my accommodation very late on though, so all the sort of big accommodation people wanted to use was all booked up, as was the sort of secondary accommodation and anything else people might have wanted. So my accommodation will remain nameless. However, I did take a little bit of footage as well. This was my view from my bedroom window. This is the start line, so it was one of the busiest ultramarathons in the UK. I gave a go at speaking to the camera. This is me with all the enthusiasm I could muster.
In about 10 minutes time, wave number 3 of the 70 miler from Carlisle Castle to Gateshead is going to set off, and I am due to go 6:45.
Beautifully delivered. I also got to meet the wonderful Al Pepper at the start line, got a quick selfie with him. If you want to watch a really good YouTube video about this ultramarathon, you should check him out. Yes, film the starting pen. I then move on to film people as they start. One of the things I found is I spent more time editing together this video than I spent actually running the 70 miler. It took me 2 weeks to put this together. It took me 15 and a half hours to actually run the thing. One of my frustrations is there's a timestamp in the top corner of my videos, and the timestamp was wrong, and no amount of Googling meant that I could figure out how to get rid of it. So I did come up with a solution which will appear any second now. I put a logo over the top of it. There we go. So the people at the start line did what everybody does at an ultramarathon, and that is sort of shuffled, a little bit unsure of how fast to actually move, because nobody really knows how you're going to feel in 10 hours time. I kind of had this vision that I was going to film all this beautiful scenery, and I was going to add a little bit of classical music, so I gave that a go as well. Managed to find a little bit of Eric Satie, there we go, playing over the top. This is actually the sort of music I listened to as well while I was running it. It is quite well known for its bridges, and again, Al Pepper's video does this a lot better than mine, but there is some lovely bridges that you get to run over and some wonderful scenery. So I'll leave you for a minute just picturing the scene, fresh legs, off you go, wonderful weather, listening to this, looking around. So I made every effort to run anywhere that was flat or downhill. I did walk up the mountains and I did manage to get myself one nice photo. There we are, at the top of the mountain with a nice view in the background. But other than that, I didn't get any footage of the finish line and no photograph of the finish line. So there we are, that is my first ever YouTube video for an ultramarathon that I've run. I have run ultramarathons before, I've just never made the effort to film it. I am going to have another go at it though, so I've got an ultra challenge coming up, which is the Peak District Ultra Challenge. I'm doing the 100-kilometre run within the day, so it's a Saturday 100-kilometre route, quite a hilly one. So I'm going to film some of that, but I am committing to filming much more of me actually running, showing a little bit of the experience and the bits that were challenging and the bits that I really enjoyed, and showing the finish line and what it's like to actually cross that finish line at the end of a very long and tiring day. If you made it this far, thank you very much for watching.